Hello and welcome to Wonder Girl Tarot. This is your reading for the week of August 10th through the 16th, 2020. It's a general reading for anyone who feels called to watch the video, as well as for my returning viewers and subscribers. Thank you so much for being here, and please feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and click the little notification bell if you'd like to be notified when I upload a video. I have shuffled the deck and drawn 3 cards. The first will represent Monday and Tuesday, the second Wednesday and Thursday, and the third Friday, Saturday, Sunday. But these may be energies that come and go throughout the week and aren't restricted to those particular days. Likewise, it can apply to a larger length of time than just a week. Please take whatever resonates and leave the rest for some other viewer. I've also drawn a card from the Wildwood Tarot, and I'll maybe read a bit from the book to add as a bit of extra advice and guidance at the end of the video. Before I turn over the cards, I always read a poem, and this week we've got a short one by Emily Dickinson in 2 stanzas. It goes, "I'm nobody. Who are you? Are you nobody too? Then there's a pair of us. Don't tell. They'll banish us, you know. How dreary to be somebody, how public, like a frog, to tell your name the livelong day to an admiring bog." That's one of my favorites from when I was a child. Anyways, sometimes the poems relate to the cards, so we'll see what we've got. For Monday and Tuesday, the moon in the reverse. Wednesday and Thursday, the 4 of Pentacles. I hate when they're crooked. All right, and for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the Ace of Cups. Nice. And on the bottom of the deck, we have the Judgment card. I'm not sure if this is in the reverse or the upright. Sorry about the glare. So we'll just take into account, I think it might have been reversed. Oh, Justice seems to want to show up too. All right. So, the moon in the reverse, the moon in the upright has to do with daydreaming, confusion, illusions. It's a major arcana card, and it often represents the zodiac sign of Pisces. So it can be positive in the sense of being related to dreams and creativity, but it's often kind of a negative card because it's our subconscious, and it can be like the things that you're afraid of, the monsters under the bed, all those things that trouble you and haunt you and kind of keep you up at night. It could be trouble sleeping, or just that you spend a lot of time daydreaming and fantasizing and kind of like escapist habits. Like Pisces people are famous for being escapists. So it can be like addictions or just kind of running away from things that scare you. In the reverse, though, this is coming out of that. So if there are things that have been worrying you or things that you haven't been able to see clearly, not knowing what you want or not being able to see who somebody is, or not knowing if the things that you dream are possible, or if the things that you fear are really worth fearing, if there really are monsters under the bed, it's kind of like the light is being turned on and the shadows are receding in your life. So you're going to be getting clarity on something this week, it looks like. And it could also be that you're just like if you've been spending a lot of time in daydreams and fantasies and that kind of like ephemeral, weird world, like your own private weird world, that you're drawing your energy back from that, and you're trying to become more grounded and get more real, or you're discovering that you have the ability to put more energy into your real tangible world. And the reason I'm seeing that is because we have the Four of Pentacles in the middle of the week. So in general, the Four of Pentacles, it's kind of like, it's not a card that I really love because it's quite dull, but it represents the sun in Capricorn, and it's about stability. It's about your tangible physical world. So the work that you do, the money that you're paid, where you live, who you live with, and in this card you can see like this guy's kind of well dressed, and it looks like the house that they're sitting in is well appointed. Maybe they're in a restaurant or something. So I'm thinking that you're trying to get your ducks in a row. So if you've been feeling very like dreamy and kind of out to lunch, you're taking steps to get your real world lined up. So maybe you're for example, if with the moon you got some sort of artistic inspiration or idea, the Four of Pentacles would be you actually like picking up your pencils to draw, or writing down the music that you want to write, or the poem that you want to write. Or if you, I don't know, you want to be like a fashion designer or something, you're actually like creating the patterns or like making the clothes. It's something tangible. Maybe you're like making the right contacts, or you're writing those emails or making the phone calls. You're applying for that job that you want. Maybe you want a certain lifestyle, and it's like you have to reverse engineer it. If I want to get there and right now I'm here, then what do I need to do? And you walk it backwards and you start taking those practical steps. For example, if you're in kind of poor health, then it's like you want to have good health. You want to be able to be at home in your own body. Then it's like, okay, well, what would I need to do? Like, I might actually need to sleep. Like the moon can be not sleeping very well. The moon's out and you can't close your eyes or whatever. And I might need to drink water or eat better or something like that. Have some exercise. It's kind of like about tending to all of the things in your life that you can touch, that make it safe and fine and stable. So you're getting real about something in a way. But it's interesting because then we end the week. Oh, and it seems like you're making a decision about it, because the Judgment card is like making a judgment call about something, and it can be like a return to something from the past. So like going back to an old job, going back to a place that you used to live, returning to an old relationship. That could be, because there's like two people on this card. It could be like reuniting with somebody, or like talking things through. And that seems quite possible, because at the end of the week we have the Ace of Cups, which is not a like practical card at all. It's an emotional card. It's the first in the suit of cups, and cups represent emotions, creativity, inspiration, and love, things like that. So, and I love this particular Ace of Cups. I think it's so beautiful, and the way the water's pouring out of it, and there's all of this light, and it's interesting because it almost seems like a perfect mirror reflection of the moon. Maybe it's kind of like all of your fears and your sense of illusion and like shadowy worries and murky, confusions are draining out. We've got with this moon in the reverse, it's like this light, it almost looks like drops of water, and it's just like falling back to where it came from. And then you've got this new like upwelling of emotion from the Ace of Cups. So maybe it's not that it's not like you're losing the things that you've been dreaming of, but it's kind of like, you're losing the things that don't have a place in the real world, or the fears that you had around it, the things that weren't clear, like that is draining away, and what's being born is a new potential for something that can grow in the real world. So it's quite beautiful, and I think that this has to do with some kind of decision you make, like you're going to be taking, and that's the judgment call, like you're being asked to make a decision on something. And this could be quite challenging. When cards come out in the reverse, it can be that like the energy is blocked in some way. So, you may be struggling to find the strength or the clarity, but I think that that's what's coming in this week. And then you have this new birth of something. So this can be like an artistic project, a new home, a new love. It can be like a return to an old love or an old home, but it has this new, the sense of like a new energy to it. And so I'll turn over this card and we'll see what we've got. What do you know? All right, this is the Ace of Vessels, which is the Ace of Cups in this deck. And they call it the waters of life. Yeah, I get this sense that it's like there's like new life being breathed into your life, your real everyday life. So it could be that you're making plans to create a life that you love, because you have and this feeling of love inside that's coming up through you, and then you want to make your external reality reflect that, rather than, if you've been plagued by a lot of like fears and limitations, it could be that that's what your life has reflected previous to this. So it seems really positive. I'm just going to take a quick glance in the book. And the other thing is, I'm just thinking of the poem, the like, I'm nobody, who are you? There's something about the Ace of Cups, that kind of like new feeling of emotion inside yourself. It can be that's very, it's quite private in a way. It's very like sweet and personal, and not about like accolades from other people. It's very new and tender, and so this could be like a new artistic project that you haven't told anyone about, or just falling in love when it's like this in these nascent stages, and it's very sweet and private. And I'm just looking for the thing in the book. Okay, so the description is: a horned forest deer lowers its regal head to drink from a stream on which floats a swan, together with a tiny boat shaped like a new moon. The flow of water from the great stone cauldron enters the stream, which supports both the swan and the moon cup and feeds the deer. The waters of life retain the ancient wisdom ready for reawakening. The moonlit pool of the universal soul retains all memory, ready to renew the inspired quest. And it's interesting with that little moon boat, that it's like a new moon, because it's kind of like, in the moon card we have, it's the full moon, and it's like that came to fullness. maybe something that you were unclear about became clear, like something was revealed even with this past full moon, and with the new moon, something new is going to be born and to begin growing. And I'm thinking also, like with the swan in the background, there's that story of like an ugly duckling that becomes a swan. So maybe something that you thought was like ugly or distorted in some way, or like there wasn't any life in it, it transforms into something beautiful, or you begin to see it with new eyes. You begin to see the potential in something, or the potential in your life, the potential in yourself. Maybe your life has been beautiful, but you haven't been able to see it like that because you've been seeing through this kind of like, in this like shadowy moonscape where things can look sort of scary. So this looks like a really wonderful and sweet week. I hope that it resonates for you, and if it does, let me know, leave me a comment or write to me, and I will be back with another video like this next Sunday, if you'd like to watch again. So take very good care, and bye-bye.